You can make this Aloe Comfrey Sunburn Lotion recipe quick and easy with the magical butter machine. Okay, the magical butter machine just makes it so easy to make lotions. Now in another video I will show you how to make it without the magical butter machine in a small portion. The biggest problem with using the magical butter machine, you have a minimum of 2 cups. So now this, I'm following the basic recipe from a book, Homemade Medicine and Lotion Making with the Magical Butter Machine. And I'm using the basic recipe lotion number 5. Now we're starting out with everything is weighed. It's not measured. I'm starting out with 250 grams of aloe vera gel, or juice, however you want to call it. I've got cocoa butter. I have comfrey oil. And I also have a little shea butter. And then emulsifying wax. Now all I have to do is put the head on. Plug it in. Set my temperature for 160. And set this for 1 hour. And now the magical butter machine is going to heat it up, keep it at 160. It has a stirrer in it that's going to keep it stirred, and we'll be back in 1 hour. Now I will have these ingredients listed in the description bar, but for right now you could pause your device and just take a picture of it. But it's 100 grams of comfrey oil, 25 grams of shea butter, 25 grams of cocoa butter, 50 grams of emulsifying wax, 250 grams of aloe vera juice. Set your temperature for 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Set your timer for 1 hour. Then unplug it, remove the head, and let it cool for 1 or 2 minutes. Stir in 4 grams of honey, 4 grams of vitamin E, 5 grams of Sorbic Acid plus 2 PF, which was formerly known as Optiphen Plus, 4 grams of essential oil of peppermint. Now lavender could be substituted. The peppermint is in here because it helps relieve pain and it has a cooling effect. Then optional 4 grams of lavender or comfrey infused glycerin, which I have other videos on how to do that. You're going to replace the head, set it on the blend clean cycle, pour into bottles or jars and let cool before capping. Now this was adapted from my body butter lotion recipe number 5 on page 91 of my homemade medicine and lotions made easy using the magical butter machine, available on Amazon. Now I changed the comfrey tea in the recipe to aloe vera juice, and instead of 50 grams of shea butter, I used 25 grams of shea butter and 25 grams of cocoa butter. I used 6 grams of essential oil of lavender was changed to 4 grams of peppermint. My magical butter machine has beeped, so I'm going to unplug it. Now I'm ready to add my other ingredients, but you can see how, I don't know if you can see this smoking or not. I want to let this cool off for a minute or 2 before I start adding my other ingredients. And while this is cooling off, I'm going to be weighing up my other ingredients. Now also I'm preparing my lotion bottles. Now these bottles that, stand upside down, these are called Malibu or Tidal bottles. So how do you fill them? I take like a plastic cup and paper towel where they'll stand up straight. So I'm going to start weighing out my other ingredients. Okay, so after I've let this cool off a bit, I'm going to stir in my honey. And I really want to stir this really good to make sure it's completely dissolved in this. I've made batches before where I made it and poured everything out and found honey on the bottom of my container. So I want to make sure this is really in there good. And then I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. And I'm going to stir all those in just to make sure they get in there good. Okay, now I'm ready to put my head back on. And I'm going to put this on the blend clean cycle. No heat will be added to it. Okay, it's beeping, so now I know it's through. Okay, now I'm going to pour this into a pitcher with a spout to make it easier for putting in my lotion bottles. And I have a little funnel to go into these Malibu or Tuttle bottles. They have different names. Now sometimes when you buy these little funnels, the spout's too long and you can just get a pair of scissors or knife or something and cut them off. Okay. Sometimes you want to give these a little shake just to kind of settle the lotion and get rid of any kind of air pockets. And of course, if you don't have these little bottles or lotion bottles, you can absolutely put it in a jar. Now you can see how thin this is going in, but it will thicken out quite a bit. Okay, now these have completely cooled and I am ready to put the lids on. Now the trouble with these Tuttle bottles, all this is going to sink down and you'll have this little bit at the top which will make the container look empty. But okay, now you can see how thick it is. Let's see. And that is just going to go on smooth and just feels so great on any kind of sunburn. It doesn't have to be a sunburn to use this lotion. I mean, after all, it's got all these wonderful ingredients in it. And you might be an herbalist if you're using the magical butter machine to make medicine and lotions. I'm Carolyn Gibson, and like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss any of these recipes.